You are about to listen to the Exclusively Here with Diego Santoyo podcast. What's up, everyone? How is everyone doing? I hope everyone is well. Welcome to a new episode. I'm so excited to give you guys some of the latest news of this week. This is Exclusively Here with Diego Santoyo. Thanks for tuning in. Shall we get started? So many things going on. So let's get started with some world news and let's sadly begin with a shooting. So, a police officer was killed this past Tuesday, July 19th. This took place in Kansas City, Kansas. Apparently, Captain Melton was investigating a drive by shooting that was called in. Someone had called it in sometime in the afternoon. So, this person had said that there were people in a car firing shots. As police responded to the call, the people in the car had crashed. So they ended up crashing into a fence, and the people in the car took off. So eventually, two suspects were taken in, and when Captain Melton was looking for the third suspect, he found someone who he thought could be the third suspect he was looking for. And Captain Melton was planning on questioning this person, but before he could even do that, he was shot a few times by this person. He never even managed to get out of his car. He was just about to do that. So the person who shot Captain Melton was eventually caught and taken in. Captain Melton died from his injuries in the hospital. He was only 46 years old at the time. And it appears that he had been with the Kansas City Police Department since 1999. So he had been with them for about 17 years. This is the second time this year that a police officer has actually been shot and killed that was part of the Kansas City Police Department. So it's really sad. Really, really sad. All right, you guys, let's move on to a stabbing that occurred on the same day as the first story. And this is a crazy one, you guys. I mean, really crazy. A man stabbed a woman and her three daughters at an Alps resort out in France. Now, why he did that was insane, but it turns out that he stabbed them because he was bothered by what they were wearing. That's the rumor that's going around for the reason that he stabbed them. I guess he didn't find their outfits to be appropriate and it upset him. So the woman and her daughters were out vacationing. The woman and her daughters were out vacationing at the time when this happened. The man did attack them in the morning as they were having breakfast. He was a complete stranger to them, and they did not know him. They did not know who he was at all. He was a Moroccan man and was arrested for what he did. So I did find out that the woman and daughters were taken to a hospital and were getting treated. But I believe the youngest daughter of the woman was left in critical condition. So I really hope that they all get better and that the youngest daughter pulls through. So it's not very clear what this guy's motive was for doing this, but hopefully he faces the charges he deserves because this was not okay at all. So on Thursday, July 21st, a plane crashed into an actual neighborhood. Like, I'm talking about a residential area. This happened sometime in the morning and it took place in Illinois. The pilot of the plane did die, and the crash ended up putting a house on fire. So no other deaths were announced, and no one else was injured. But this must have been loud and very scary. So it is unclear where this plane had taken off from, and no one is sure where it was going at the time. So this is still being investigated because they do want to determine the cause of the crash. This wasn't a huge plane, which is a good thing because then more people would have been hurt. It was a small plane, actually. So it was a nosedive type of situation when the plane crashed. There is some footage of the aftermath of this whole crash. It's a good thing that no one in the neighborhood was killed or hurt because it could have happened. And sadly, the pilot did get killed in the crash. So it's crazy that this happened. It really is. And all these shootings that have been happening lately are crazy too. I hate that all of this is happening. Someone was shot on the same day as the plane crash. This one happened in the city of Santa Maria in California in the afternoon. So, a shooting had been called in, and the police responded to it immediately. It took place at a gas station, and it turns out that one person was shot. It was a man. I believe the victim was taken to a hospital to get treated, and he was airlifted there. So the story is still developing as everything is being investigated. At the moment, no one has been arrested yet and held responsible for the shooting, but they are on it and trying to find the suspects. At the moment, the police are looking for two people. One is a woman and the other is a man. It is believed that they had something to do with it. So the police are doing their best to get this handled, and hopefully the man shot gets better. Um, I really hope they find whoever shot him. Um, I really wish these shootings would stop. It's a horrible thing, you guys. And on to our last story before we take a little break. How would you guys feel if they banned clapping at your school or job? Well, keep in mind that it could happen, and it actually just did in Australia. I guess a school in Sydney decided it was best to not allow students to clap anymore. This is being implemented in order to be respectful of others. So, clapping can affect some students that are sensitive to noise. So, the school thinks it's best to make it a rule and not let anyone clap anymore so the clapping won't bug those that can be sensitive to the noise it makes. It's interesting because I guess this rule is also beneficial to the students in many ways. For one, there are a lot of students that tend to fidget often, and this rule will help reduce that. So now the students in the school are supposed to show excitement in other ways instead of just clapping. For example, they can make certain facial expressions. So it's an interesting rule and a nice way of being considerate of others. So, okay, you guys, that that's it for this segment. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I have more news after the break, so don't go anywhere. We'll be back soon. Hey everyone, just want to remind you guys that you guys are listening to Exclusively Here with Diego Santoyo. I hope you guys are enjoying the podcast so far. Exclusively Here with Diego Santoyo is made available to everyone by 12 a.m. or 6 a.m. every Friday, and you can find my podcast on my website, which is diegosantoyo.com. My podcast is also available on iTunes. Thank you for listening. Hello, everyone. We are back from the break. Let's keep going with some more news that I have for you guys. Let's get into some pop culture. And I think we should get started with the biggest story of the week. By now, I'm sure you guys probably know what that story might be. And if you guessed the Taylor Kim Kanye scandal, then you guessed right. This story has been a huge thing this week, a lot of things going on with it. I'm sure by now almost everyone is probably well informed about it, but for those that are not or would still love to hear more about it, I'm going to talk about it and fill you guys in with some of the latest details. So, Kim pretty much exposed Taylor Swift. Kanye released his song Famous, and in it he talks about Taylor. So the thing here is that Taylor made it seem like she didn't know about the song and that she would be talked about in it. Uh, she also made it seem like she was offended by what Kanye said about her in the song, but turns out that this whole time we just ended up learning that she did know about the song and she also knew that she was going to be mentioned in it. So Kim had posted on her Snapchat some video recordings of Kanye talking to Taylor about the song. Kim obviously posted these videos to prove that Taylor knew and that Kanye got her blessing. Because Kanye was made to look bad in many ways when the song came out, people thought he was kind of a dick for saying what he said about Taylor. But Taylor forgot to mention to everyone that she knew all about the song. Instead, she acted like the lyrics with her in it really hurt her. So I think this was Kim's way of clearing Kanye's name and saying, you know what, Taylor needs to stop acting all hurt and own up to the fact that she knew all about it. So I don't understand why Taylor never really said, hey, you know what, I actually had a conversation with Kanye about the song. I feel like she should have, because now these recordings kind of make her seem like a liar. They definitely do not help her image. So, I mean, she was definitely exposed. And Kim has such a huge following, you guys. I think everyone knows that. That as soon as she posted the recordings on her Snapchat, everyone watched and heard Kanye and Taylor agree to move forward with the song. So after all this happened, Taylor did release a statement, and she tries to say that what upset her was the fact that he called her a bitch in the song. She said that he never told her that he would be calling her that bitch. So she claims that he was going to play the song for her, and I'm assuming before it was released, but she says that he actually never played it for her. So she also pretty much says in her statement that she's not a liar. Um, I can see where she's coming from. I saw the snaps, and Kanye does not tell her about the bitch line. So yeah, she didn't know about that part of the song. However, she knew that the song did exist and it would be coming out. I think he should have told her about the bitch part, and I think she should have said that she had a conversation with him about the song instead of acting like she didn't know anything about it. So, in other words, they both should have handled this differently in order to avoid problems. It was being reported that Taylor would maybe seek some legal action on this whole thing because she thought it was wrong that Kim and Kanye exposed her in this manner. However, it was being said that she couldn't do anything about it, and then it was being said, that she might just be able to. So, as time goes, we'll see if Taylor does file a police report or not. Okay, well, enough of them. Let's move on to Lady Gaga and Taylor Kinney. The two have recently decided to not be together anymore. And they were engaged and had been together since 2011. So they had met in July of that year when they were working on the You and I music video. So before the breakup, they had been together for about 5 years. Taylor had proposed to Lady Gaga back in 2015 on Valentine's Day. So they may not be in a relationship right now, but that could change and they could get back together later on. It was confirmed by Lady Gaga that their breakup, it was confirmed by Lady Gaga that their breakup is just a break at the moment, and that's it. So hopefully they can, find a way to be together because they do love each other a lot. So Lady Gaga took to Instagram and said the following, which I will read to you guys. This is what she posted. So she posted this. Taylor and I have always believed we are soulmates. Just like all couples, we have ups and downs, and we have been taking a break. We are both ambitious artists hoping to work through long distance and complicated schedules to continue the simple love we have always shared. Please root us on. We're just like everybody else, and we really love each other. So they obviously really care about each other. It's just that they both have successful careers, and I'm sure their careers sometimes don't allow them to be together because they may each be off working in different cities or states from one another. So their schedules must be complicated at times. So I'm sure it's hard, but they are hoping to really work through it and maybe get back together because, as she states at the end of her post, we really love each other. So I think they will be able to get it together and dive back into the relationship, I hope. But if they really do love each other, I'm sure they will at least definitely try to. So we'll see what happens. I hope this will be a short break and hopefully, they get back together. I mean, they just seem like such a cool couple. Okay, let's talk about Twitter. Twitter is very popular. Everyone loves it, and it gets used quite often. It has millions of users, and at some point or another, everyone has wanted to be verified. Something about that check mark just makes your account look so cool. The thing is that not everyone can be verified because normally Twitter only verifies like celebrities or well-known businesses. It just all depends. But point is that not just anyone can get that verification, but that has just changed. Twitter is now giving everyone the opportunity to get that check mark if you qualify for it. So, Twitter has this type of application that you can fill out, and once you submit it, they will determine if you qualify to be verified on Twitter through your application. So, it's just a form that you fill out and you submit. So, um, it's a neat thing, and I think it's pretty cool that they are doing this now. I don't have a Twitter account at the moment, but I used to have one, so I definitely know how the whole thing works. And I remember wanting my account verified because it looked so cool. So if you think you're worthy of that verification, then go apply for that famous check mark. You might just be that next person with a verified account. So go try it out. All right, so let's move on to Leslie Jones. She is an actress and a comedian. She's on SNL, and recently she starred as Patty Tolan in Ghostbusters. So Leslie is very talented, and I think she's amazing. She's super funny, and she just has this like great vibe. She just seems really cool, and unfortunately, she was recently cyberbullied. People were being very cruel to her on Twitter, sending her some very mean tweets. I think at some point her Twitter account was even hacked. So like people were being very, very mean to her. Through one of her tweets, I got to understand that people were being mean to her because maybe some people didn't like the movie she was just in, which was Ghostbusters. So I'm guessing some of these haters did not like the movie and her character. So you know how people can get. I mean, some people are really vocal about it and will let you know what they liked and didn't like. So the problem is that people took it too far because they were so mean to her. And she doesn't deserve that. I have yet to watch the movie, but I'm sure it's great and I'm sure her character is amazing. Um, I know there had been some negative talk about the movie because of the fact that women would be the stars of the movie. The older Ghostbusters movie from 1984 featured men as the stars of the film. So I don't know. There's just been some sexism involved, which is definitely wrong. Well, whatever the case may be, we just all have to be nice, okay? I mean, we really do. It's not okay to be a dick in this world. People said some hurtful things to Leslie, and they really did hurt her feelings. The good thing is she took a stand and defended herself. She reported some accounts and did what she had to do to fight back. And and it's good that she did this because she didn't just allow people to think that it's okay to be mean. So I hope people stop, and we all need to treat each other with respect. Leslie took about 2 days off from Twitter, and now she is back on. So she came back positive and, as always, very funny. Some celebrities did show her some support, like Viola Davis and Seth Meyers, which is great. I love Leslie Jones. She's a good person. She really is. So, last story here, you guys, is on Alexa Vega and Carlos Pena. If you didn't already know, they are soon to be parents. Alexa is pregnant and has been for a few weeks now. She just recently hit her 21 weeks, and her baby bump is growing. Congratulations to them. They seem like great people. I think they are going to make fantastic parents. They have like a vlog channel going on YouTube right now. It's pretty cool, and their videos are great. It's called Lex Loves Los, and they have over 400,000 subscribers at the moment. So they put up videos that just show you the things they do or are up to on a daily basis. They also share updates on the pregnancy. They're very entertaining people, and they seem really nice. So if you're interested in watching their videos, go check out their channel. And if you want more updates on the pregnancy, you can find them there as well. All right, you guys, this podcast episode has come to an end, but always remember there are new episodes up every Friday. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. More news to come next week. Get it exclusively here. Once again, don't forget to subscribe to my podcast on iTunes. Um, and yeah, that's that. So I am your host, Diego Santoyo. Thanks for listening. Peace out.